Welcome to AstroEnergy with astrologer angel Shelley Overton. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to you. My name is Shelley Overton, and you are listening to the AstroEnergy show for November 4th, 2015. It's an awesome day. I just saw a double rainbow driving home this afternoon. I'm very excited about that. And it stayed there the whole time I was driving home, about 20 minutes. And I followed it the whole way. And guess where it landed? Right on my street. It's the most amazing thing. Anyway, it's a pretty beautiful fall day here in Orlando. And it's about 81 degrees. And clouds, a little bit of rain here and there, and I am excited to be here. We are talking about Taylor Swift today. I am still riding the fabulosity of the Taylor train since I just went to see her in Tampa for her final American concert tour on Saturday. And it was awesome. It was fabulous. And I've seen her in the past. I saw her for the Red Tour. And she has definitely grown. She's maturing. She did some mixes of her music, and it was a little bit different production. So she just improved them, and it was quite awesome. So if you get a chance to see her in the future, I would recommend it. And today is Taylor Day because we're going to be going over her chart here in a couple minutes after I go over what's going on for us in the sky right now. So, today, here in Orlando, we have at this very moment, 5:02, we have a Aries rising. It's 10 degrees. We have the North Node at 13 Aries, just below the horizon. We have Mars in Taurus at 15 degrees retrograde. So hang on a second. Make sure that I got the right year. This is not the right chart. You know why? Because that was prep work for my Taylor talk. So let's just look at what is going on now. So we do still have an Aries rising, but we have Uranus just below the horizon, and that's at 17 Aries retrograde. So that's better. We have Taurus on the second house at 8 degrees, Gemini on the third house at 7 degrees, Cancer on the fourth house at 6 degrees, Leo on the fifth house at 7, and then we have the moon at 27 Leo. So the moon is going into Virgo this evening. So we're going again from that really strong energy of leadership and attention and creativity, children, generosity, all the Leo attributes relating to people. And then we're going to be going into Virgo. So as you all know, we've been living Virgo for the last month with Venus and Mars in the energy and Jupiter now all the way to 17. That's kind of hard to believe. It just is moving so quickly. But, you know, he's flying through the first time saying, okay, this is what you have to do. Let's get busy. Let's get busy. And then he's going to retrograde in early next year, like really early next year, like the first week of January. And so then he's going to go back over quite a few degrees before he goes direct. And I made the mistake of not putting some light on the subject. And I can't believe this, but I didn't get my glasses. So hang on a second. I'm going to have to get those, or we're not going to get a whole lot done. They're right here. So I'm not even going to leave you. I'm just going to slide over to the other side of the room and grab them from my purse. So, okay. So on January 7th, Jupiter goes retrograde, and he retrogrades all the way through a long time, May. So the 8th of May, he goes direct at 13. So he retrogrades 4 degrees. That seems like not enough. So hang on a second. Let me just double check that. Oh, you know why? Because it gets to 23. This guy is racing through. He's going to be at 23 degrees. That means he's only 7 degrees away from changing signs before he retrogrades. And he retrogrades all the way back to 9 degrees. So that's pretty amazing. No, I take it back. See, I keep doing that to myself. 13. I was looking at Saturn. I was a little too enthusiastic. Anyway, So yeah, Jupiter is racing through all the different degrees of Virgo, and he's going to go retrograde and then go back to 11. So he's going to get pretty far. So today even I kind of wanted to look at the moon at 27 degrees right now, because I find that this degree of moon or any planet in Leo seems to bring out a little bit of storytelling and not truthful. So yeah, it's a degree. So just, the early hours of the evening in the East Coast and kind of the mid-afternoon for the West Coast, just be on the lookout for people who are not totally being honest with you. And the only reason I bring it up, this is the degree, I believe it was Venus and Mars were at when I experienced two different types of fraud, and it was squaring Scorpio. Fortunately, we don't have any squares to Scorpio today. Otherwise, I would definitely say watch out for that. We just have that late degree of Leo. So it can be tall tales going on, so just be on the lookout. And then Jupiter at 17, Mars at 25, and Venus at 25. So those two little lovebirds are conjunct. Of course, Venus is a few minutes past Mars, so she just conjuncted in the last day to Mars and is still continuing at the same degree right at this moment. So any late 25-degree planets are being triggered by this, and especially if they're in positive aspect or negative aspect. And honestly, she could pretty much aspect any angle. So 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees, 120, 150, they all have aspects. So everybody's feeling this energy with Venus and Mars together. And Venus and Mars in and of themselves are about masculine and feminine, and is desire and action. So what you desire, you take action on, and it's immediate. It's like, boom, you're manifesting. Desire it, do it. Desire it, do it. They are exactly the same spot in the sky. They are acting as one. So today is a really good day for committing and taking action on your desire. It's about education, analysis, all the usual suspects. Mercury in Virgo, or Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, is more accurate. And Mercury just went into Scorpio today. So believe it or not, actually I should double check that, because I know I looked at it yesterday and Mercury was at like 28 degrees Libra. And I'm going, he went that many degrees in this. Maybe it's been a while since I looked. I guess it's been a couple of days since I looked. It seems like it was yesterday. So today is Wednesday. It's at 4 degrees, and it went in on Monday. So it's been 2 days, 2 whole days. 4 degrees, zipping right along. My goodness. And so Mercury in Scorpio, again, we are thinking about commitment. We are thinking about insurance, legacies, and commitment is probably the primary one, because Mercury just came out of Libra, which is relationships, and going into Scorpio of commitment. The 8th house is ruled by Scorpio. And right now in Orlando, I'm going to even update this just to see it, because Mercury probably just went into the 7th, but it was in the 8th recently. I hope I'm not going too fast for you. I guess I should probably clarify and say, I know I've been told this before, that I don't say what each of the houses are. So the 7th house is the house of marriage and partnership, and the 8th house is commitment and joint finances and legacies and insurance and legalities, law, all that good stuff, government. So just think government and law and you'll get the 8th house, but it's also research and psychology. So definitely Mercury, with Mercury's ability for analysis in Scorpio, is going to be the detective of the zodiac. And I posted that on Facebook on my Astrologer Angel page. I put up little icon images for each of the planetary shifts that I have time to do, but that's one of them, Mercury into Scorpio. That's the researcher, it's the detective, it's the surgeon, rules surgery, Scorpio, rules surgery. So, and then we have Sun in Scorpio at 12 degrees. So Mercury is now very rapidly going for a conjunction with the Sun. So that should happen in a little under a week. And Saturn is at 4 Sagittarius. So he's also going rather rapidly. And I'm just trying to see if there's any. So the moon overnight will be in a square to Saturn. So I guess overnight's probably the best time for a square, right? When everyone's asleep. And the moon, of course, is emotion and analysis. And Saturn in Sagittarius is about having freedom, freedom and not being told what to do about creating the structure or the rules. They want to do what they want to do. They don't want to share making the rules. They pretty much just want to break the rules because Sagittarius is not a fan of restriction. They are a fan of freedom. And then we have Pluto at 13 Capricorn right now in Orlando. Pluto is right on near the midheaven. So structure and politics, legalities, rules, all of that, government. Yesterday was an election day, and I regret to say it escaped me. I wasn't able to get to the polls and vote, but I know there were a number of different elections going on, and so that today is kind of the fallout for that. What happened, what's going on with that. And then Neptune is in Pisces, his home sign, at 7 degrees 4 minutes retrograde in a square to a 4-degree Saturn. So overnight we're going to have a T-square going on with the moon at 4 Virgo opposite Neptune, between 4 and 7 degrees opposite Neptune and squaring Saturn. So what does that mean? That's about health. It's about freedom. It's about foreign energy. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some energy around either drugs, health, some type of foreign investment in a drug company or pharmaceutical company, anything like that would be making headlines. Anything that relates to drugs, health, and foreign energy. And then we have South Node in Aries at 0 degrees in the 12th house in the Eastern time zone. So that's a lot wrapping it up. South Node in Aries is what you bring in from the past. People with South Node in Aries are people who are very much about the energy, about drive, taking action, sexuality. They bring this in from the past life. They have a very vibrant, determined energy about them, and they are excitable, they are youthful, they rule children. All the fire signs rule children or have a connection to children because Aries is very childlike in its energy, and Leo loves to connect to children, and Sagittarius also is a playful sign, childlike in nature. So that being said, and also the South Node is on the world axis at 0 degrees Aries. So we are experiencing a ton of karmic energy going on, especially with Neptune. Neptune goes direct very soon. Let me just look that up for you real quick here. We're in November. Can you even believe we're in November? How the heck did that happen? I mean, my mentor, Ann Ortley, she was like, November, when did that happen? But it's true. I mean, I listen, I'm like, well, we had all the months, and now it's like, wow, it's really going fast. So Neptune goes direct on the 18th, and what's today? In 14 days, so 2 weeks from today. Awesome. So we're going to be definitely feeling it. I mean, I can tell you with the time change and also Neptune slowing down to go direct, I have been wiping out early. I mean, I went to bed at 9 o'clock last night, which of course was 10 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, and just so much tired. So if you're feeling tired now, cut yourself some slack. That's just to be expected. Neptune's very strong, and I heard we have Tuesday, Wednesday magnetic solar flares or a magnetic solar storm. That's right. So that's coming away. So if you've been feeling like your electronics are not working, let me tell you, those little devilish electronics, they're just giving such a hard time. And we have Uranus in conjunct Jupiter right now, which also is going to affect, and all the Virgo energy ruled by Mercury, definitely electronics. So yeah, and then now we have a magnetic solar storm. So I've been feeling that this week too. My computer, my TV set, which I run my computer through my TV, twice today, I turned it on, which normally all I have to do is wiggle the mouse and it pops up, and it popped up and then it went black. I'm like, are you kidding me? No, please tell me this is not a permanent thing. So yeah, it was pretty dark there for a little bit, and that's not good. But anyway, so let's get on to our lovely friend Taylor. So I guess I don't know that she's so polarizing, but I suppose with anybody who's famous, you either like them or you don't like them. But Taylor is someone who more or less is an acquired taste for me, only because I tend towards adult alternative music. And my daughter, when I was younger, I listened to a lot more pop, but of course my daughter's 14 and she liked Taylor from a couple of years ago, and I took her to a concert, and she definitely converted me. I like Taylor. I don't know if I am quite the fanatic about her, but I'm a Swiftie, and I love listening to her. I love watching my daughter follow her. My daughter has a Taylor site, if you're interested in looking at it. It's on Instagram. Taylor Got Lost in Wonderland is her handle, but she posts there all the time about Taylor. So I just wanted to bring in a little bit of fun to the show. I wanted to do a little something different, and Taylor is such a part of my everyday world, I can't even tell you. So, and even more so in the last week, like I said at the beginning of the show, I went to see her in Tampa this weekend and had a lovely time, and she played to 55,000 people, and that is pretty phenomenal. So what is it about Taylor? What makes her so driven? Well, I know the answer, and I will start at the beginning with her chart. So Taylor, born December 13th, 1989, and if you're on my radio link here, you should be able to see her chart on the scrolling picture above the connection to the show, because I posted the chart, and I don't know if you can pause that picture. You probably will pause me if you hit pause. So anyway, I put it up there. And so she was born December 13th, 1989 at 8:46 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Wyomissing, Wyomising, Missing, Pennsylvania. And she was born, this chart, I guess what I want to say is this time, you can find a number of celebrity charts with the exact time. And I go to astrotheme.com, I think it's .com, astrotheme. And there are a few different websites that have it, but they have a pretty thorough bank collection of celebrity charts. So if they don't have it, it's probably rare that you're going to find it accurate. So anyway, this was, I'm pretty sure, taken off our birth certificate. So that gives her a Leo rising. Again, leader in an industry, lots of hair. If you remember her when she was younger and first starting out, she had all that long, wavy, curly hair, just like a mane, like a lion. So that's the image that she gives, Leo rising 15 degrees. She has the South Node in Leo at 17 degrees. So she brings into this lifetime the energy of leadership and connection to children, connection to youth, creativity, all that energy that she expresses in her career. She has Virgo on the second house. Of course, there are no other planets in her first house, just the South Node conjunct her horizon. And she's got Virgo on the second, nothing in it except for today. Of course, all the Virgo in the sky now is in her second house of money. Very much work right now for her. Making money, earth sign. And then she has Libra on the cusp of the third house with no planets in her third house. And so when you have no planets in a part of your chart, it just means that you do have that part. Everybody has every planet in their chart, but you don't have it actively stimulated in your chart. A chart just shows where you choose to focus your learning and your life lessons in this lifetime. And she came in, these were not the focal point in her life yet, okay? So she does have Jupiter going through the second house, so she's getting some lessons from Jupiter and Virgo. And she may be going through some health issues that we don't know about right now. But anyway, so what really pops out are the next two houses, because most of her planets, with the exception of Venus, Jupiter, and the Moon, are in in those next two houses. So the house of home and family, she has a 16-degree Pluto in Scorpio. She has a Mars at 27 Scorpio. And then I'm just going to tell you what her plans are and go back to them. So she has a 22-degree Sun in Sagittarius at the beginning of her fifth house. She's got a 17-degree Sagittarius fifth house, and then her Sun. And then immediately after that, a 4-degree Uranus in Capricorn, followed by Mercury in Capricorn, followed by Neptune in Capricorn, followed by Saturn in Capricorn. Then she jumps to 2 degrees Venus in Aquarius, 17-degree retrograde North Node, then all the way to the other side. She has nothing in the 8th house, 9th house, or 10th house, but she does have Taurus ruling her midheaven, which is about money, and that's also attention, played on you wherever, that whatever sign, that's a very big part of your public persona. And then she has Jupiter conjunct within 3 degrees the moon. And then the moon is 5 degrees away from Chiron, all in Cancer, in her 11th house of money from career, connection to people of her peer group, etc. And that's a house of friendship in a networking capacity. I grew up understanding astrology to have the 11th house as the house of friendship. I don't totally believe that. I believe that the 5th house is more the house of friendship of personal friends, and the 11th house is professional friends. So people in your peer group, people in your generation, not necessarily people that you're bonded with, but it is people that you meet through work or have a common goal in your life path. So Miss Swift has 2 planets in Scorpio, very intense, very deep feeling. One of them is a planet of determination and commitment, which is Pluto. The other one is Mars, which is taking action, and it's at 27 Scorpio. So I'm looking over here, and then, so in her private life, in her home life, she is very passionate. She is very committed to family, and she is analytical and understands them deeply and is very driven to do things for her family, but is also given to major life changes around the family structure, around what's going on with her family. And that can mean moves, that can mean people coming and going, and different levels of commitment. That also is an area you look to for someone who comes into your life and would be a marriage partner, because you're creating a home with them. Let me see here real quick. I'm just going to call up this other chart. I've got another chart, which is November 2005. Now, I think she was 15, and I'm looking, that's right around 16 for her, or almost 16. So she still was 15, it was almost 16 for her. And she really got her start. She moved, I believe she was 15 when she moved to Nashville from Pennsylvania. So some of the major points in her life are, the major things that influence her. When she was young, she was really seen as someone who didn't necessarily fit in with her friends. And so Venus in Aquarius would be that connection to her peers. And Aquarius is a generational energy because it's ruled by Uranus, which takes, like over a decade to go through a sign. So a good amount of people have an Aquarian energy in them. So what it does is it connects you to a generation, but it also disconnects you from whatever planet is in that sign. And for her, it's Venus. So she can be a bit disconnected from the feminine in her work environment. Yes, she has female friends that are peers, but I don't think it's something that came easy for her necessarily. And I know a lot of the stories that she said about her growing up that she had trouble until she moved to Nashville, really having close friends. And when she moved to Nashville, and I wish I knew the exact date of that, I don't, but I know that she was 15 when or 14, when her family finally moved to Nashville. And so actually I'm going to back this chart up. So she was 14, I'll just say November 3rd, 2003. So that puts Saturn in Cancer, and that is money from career right next to her moon. So that makes sense because Jupiter is long distance, Jupiter in Cancer, Cancer's home and family, for career, making money, and then Saturn is right next to her moon, which is she has this strong moon connection to her career and to the intuition of creating the songs and what it is she puts out for her career as a product. So Jupiter is fortune, and I find this a really interesting area, and the last one is driving it home, but the fifth house. But right now, Jupiter conjunct the moon in Taylor Swift's chart is a very strong intuitive bent towards work, and it's also a drive somewhat based on the fear of not having what you need in life. And so there is a little bit of that, but the fortune of her chart, and I got to say, so I'm already at 526. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. We'll do a quick break, and then I'll take readings for the last half of the show. But Jupiter conjunct Moon, very fortunate, very intuitive. She brings that into her music and how she runs her business. And then having that connection, her mother is a very important part of that, which is also true if you know anything about her and her connection to her mother. Very strong bond with the two of them. And then the connection of, I mean, if you follow her, which not everybody does, and I understand that, but this gives you a little insight. She loves baking, and that's a huge domestic thing that Cancer usually rules. Now, my mom might be the exception to that because she's got 5 connections to Cancer, and she can't stand cooking. So I guess that's her thing. But she is very good at home and housekeeping. So anyway, all of that energy going into Cancer in her chart is about connecting to people, nurturing. She's a nurturer. She thinks about nurturing people, and she's very emotionally connected to them. And if she gets hurt, she will withdraw. So I know that when she was being criticized for dating too many people, she withdrew for about a year around 2013. And she didn't even put anything up on her social media sites. And that is a huge part of her career strategy is social media. So having Venus and Aquarius in her house of work, definitely that is social media right there. And also Leo. All Leo energy is really good with marketing, design, and self-promotion, along with Aries energy. So anyway, getting back to the fifth house, and then I'll wrap it up. So this stellium of planets right here, the Sun in Sagittarius, Uranus, Capricorn, Mercury, Neptune, and Saturn, starting out with the ego, very driven to go do music, that's Sagittarius, and taking that action, based on the ego, based on knowing who she is, wanting to go. She's a traveler. Oh my gosh, she travels the world. Jupiter in the 11th and Sagittarius on the cusp, most of it within her house of home and family, and then goes into Uranus, which is don't tell me what to do, in Capricorn, knowing what to do, knowing how to create the structure creatively, channeling the information, because I'm telling you, this woman channels music like nobody's business. I know she has a clear, cognizant view of music and musical structure from a fifth house, Saturn, a fifth house, Uranus, like all these planets, Neptune is the creator. Neptune is Venus on steroids. In Capricorn, she knows musical structure. She knows how to create. She has a vision. She has vision and she has the channeled information. It comes to her. It just is there. And Uranus coupled with Mercury, this woman is such a genius of creativity. I can't even tell you. And this is what's awesome for me, is I know someone who was born literally 13 days after her in the same year and has the same stellium in her chart. And she has a drive just like Taylor. She just is like, she's very strong-minded. And it's just fascinating to watch this generation because of this Capricorn stellium with Uranus, Neptune, and Saturn, very driven towards creating something that's very tangible, very structured. And it seems to me, I've seen more than one. I mean, Adele, she's 25. She's a contemporary. Adele, Katy Perry, Taylor, all these people, that are so, and those are the creative celebrity types. There are others who are just as driven in the Aquarian energy coming up behind them when all these planets moved into Aquarius, who are a genius of computers and online presence. And so, I mean, I could just go on and on about this. And it's just fascinating to me how watching and having lived through that decade, that generation, and seeing them grow up and what they're making out of their lives and just how intense the energy is felt for these younger people is stunning to me as an astrologer. So, you know, she has Uranus in Capricorn. I would not be surprised if she also gets into astrology in her private life and maybe even has an astrologer to help her do things, because the woman always releases albums in October. And I think that may have something to do with all these planets in that time of the year. Her Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn energy is all stimulated by the sun. Right now she's got sun on her Pluto, and it's going to hit every one of those planets by the third week of January. So she's in another really good cycle. And Pluto right now, life change. This is the last thing. Pluto on her Saturn, major life change around romance. She just got, in the last year, she got a boyfriend who I personally think she probably will end up marrying. And she also, her career took off when Pluto entered, I believe it was the last degrees of Sagittarius. Yeah, 22 in I was just calling that chart up when we started here. Pluto was at 18, so 18 Sagittarius. So it literally had just gone out of her house of home and family into her house of creativity. Then it hit her sun, and Pluto literally hit every other planet in the last, whatever it is, she's 25, so last 11 years of her career, culminating in this Pluto on Saturn. She is at a huge pinnacle astrologically of her career right now, with major life change. And I've heard that she's going to be kind of not touring and not making an album as soon as this tour is over, the world tour. So she's going to be going into a different phase of her life. Pluto on Saturn, it's a change of structure. So hopefully she will continue. I think she will continue to make music. She's still got Saturn coming across all those same planets in the next few years, the next 5 years. So this is going to be a very powerful woman for change in the world. And by the time Pluto gets into Aquarius and Saturn gets into Aquarius, she's going to be an amazing humanitarian. And I can guarantee you this woman will all her life make a difference. Capricorn energy is very reliable, and it will be there. So anyway, that's my Taylor Swift chart analysis. So I could probably go on and on, but we have callers waiting, and I need to take a sip of water. So we're going to take a quickie 1-minute break, and I'll be right back for calls. Thanks. In these days of stress, running around, responsibilities, we all need a little place to go to make it all better. Is that place sports, football, or maybe you like to garden, paint, or just listen to music? Wherever your happy place is, you can find a shirt or mug to reflect that happy place. At myhappyplace.rocks, we have a variety of lifestyle products, including iPhone cases, pajamas, and pet items, all with beautiful, colorful designs, which help us go to our happy place. Stop by on the web for great gift ideas for others and yourself. myhappyplace.rocks. Lenny Pickett appears courtesy of Random Act Records. Check him out at randomactrecords.com. Welcome back. You are listening to the AstroEnergy Show on Blog Talk Radio. My name is Shelley Overton, and if you are interested in getting a reading from me, I would love to do a full chart reading for you, because there's so much that I can see when I actually get one-on-one and put all the planets on top of your chart, the ones in the sky. So anyway, if you'd like that, just go to astrologerangel.com and you will find me there. Okay, so we have some callers. Let's see who we have. Let's see, 509. Is this Erica? Hello, 509.
Hi.
Hi.
I really like that Taylor Swift, and I hope she does marry him.
Aw, that's sweet. I know, right? I just think they're really great for each other. I just hope they get past the initial getting to know you phase and really find a good groove. It's really awesome.
Yeah. Well, how long have they been together? I really don't know, but
Since
I
April.
think it's been a while.
Yeah, since April. So it's almost 8 months, something like that. Whatever it is. April's 4, and we're in 11, so 7 months.
Yeah.
That we know
that's
of.
good.
That we know of. Who knows? Maybe she kept it quiet for longer than that. But is this Erica?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, great. Okay, so I've got your chart. You're December 4th also, so you're another December baby. Awesome.
Yay.
So, yeah, what can I do for you today?
Just anything that you pull up for that like stands out to you, maybe for the next couple of months, just anything, yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know how long it's been since I talked to you, but definitely what's standing out in your chart are two different aspects. One is Saturn in Sagittarius on your midheaven, within 3 degrees of your midheaven. That's going to be affecting you through the end of the year strongly with career. So you are being asked to put into play what you've learned and to even learn more, because Sagittarians are curious and love to find out many new things. And it's also spiritual, so there could be a spiritual shift, but it doesn't have to be. There's really a strong shift going on with you with relationships versus career, because for you all the Virgo energy, Jupiter, Venus, Mars, is falling in the love, marital partnership or partnership area, and then it will be commitment. So I don't know if you're in a relationship, but that's really strong in your chart coming up, that there's going to be some transformation and shift going on for you there. So looks
someone
like you have
or
I'm guessing. Well, see, this is the thing. Neptune is in Pisces. There's always a possibility of somebody old coming into the picture, and Neptune's about to retrograde. Go out of retrograde, excuse me, back direct. So that could bring in someone from the past, but it's in your first house of self, so it's more about what it was that you got from that relationship as opposed to, I'm going to be with this person. I'm thinking it's more new energy.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
yeah.
Jupiter is, like I said earlier, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune are all in 90 degrees to each other, and that's your first house of self and your marriage and partnership. And then career, definitely if you're looking to move, Saturn at the midheaven could definitely give you opportunities for movement. And I think that given the Saturn in Sagittarius, Jupiter in Virgo energy with your marriage house, if you don't have anyone in your life, there's definitely a possibility of meeting someone through a move or travel. Okay?
Yeah, hopefully January, because I'm supposed to move, maybe if I got the internship. So yeah, but
awesome.
I was kind of wondering, when do you see like my first kid, because I was like, my
gosh,
birth control was kind of like, it's been weird. Yeah, but we're careful.
Well, I mostly look to the 5th house, because usually when planets transit the 5th house, that's when children come in, or even the 4th house, and you have nothing anywhere near that. You do have Moon in Leo. The only thing is Moon in Leo, and I don't know when the scare was, if there was a scare with that. You have natal Moon in Leo. So, the triggers for you, let me look. Venus could be a trigger.
Funny.
Saturn was there.
Because he's a Leo. Yeah, it's funny.
Really?
How it matches up.
My gosh. Yeah. Well, there were transits to Leo with Venus and Mars at the end of the summer, and the sun was there, in August. So that was a huge time for children. If you pass that without any kids, I don't know, without looking at his chart, that area is not really coming in strong. The other possible opportunity would be the sun in December, because the sun will be going over Venus for you. But if you're asking recently, I don't necessarily see anything that's screaming, watch out. Again, Saturn in Sagittarius is childlike, but it isn't per se a direct hit. I don't see anything that's going, you better watch out, kids. Venus, Mars in your house of marriage and partnership, there could be a connection, definitely some canoodling going on. and Jupiter's expansion, but it would be more to me. I would assume that if something happened, it would end in marriage with these planetary aspects. So, I don't. Nothing really screams, "Hey, watch out for kids." Virgo tends to be very. I mean, Virgo is a really great parent, very considerate and thoughtful about children in their lives, but they're not like sexually. They're a little more standoffish, and it's much more of a loner energy. So when I look at Mars and Virgo, I don't really necessarily say, "Oh yeah, you're going to have kids." It's more like, "Oh, let's connect to each other and understand things on an intellectual level." It's not, I mean, I'm not saying for anyone in the audience who's a Virgo or has Mars and Virgo, I'm not saying there are no kids. I'm just saying that they're a little more prickly about sex, which makes it a little bit harder to procreate, so to speak. That energy is transiting your house of marriage and partnership. I'm not saying you have those planets. Mars square Mars, that would be the only thing, like if you're thinking, oops. So, with pregnancy tests, I don't know if you're saying oops or not, but with pregnancy tests as accurate as they are, like within 2 days, it wouldn't take much to find out. But I don't see it necessarily. Okay. All right?
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. It's good talking to you again.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. Oh, that was fun. Okay, let's go to the next caller. 216. Hi, who are you? Who is this?
Hi. My name is Sharon. It's the first time I've called.
Are you September 1st, 1965?
Yes.
No, it's not.
It may have been a while ago then. Maybe it may. How did you know? Yeah, it may have been a while ago. Wow.
Yeah, because I keep everybody who calls the show, and so if you're talking to me and that's your birthday, I've got you. You've called.
Do you want the time? I don't know if I gave you a time. Did I give you a time?
11:43 p.m. Eastern is what I have. Is that accurate?
11:30. It's 11:33. I was 10 minutes off.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll help. That'll be awesome. So now we might.
I know.
It just shifted a little bit.
I'm absolutely positive. It's 11:33.
Awesome. Okay, wonderful. What can I do for you tonight?
I want to see what you see in my chart in career.
Okay, lots of intuition going on. Wow, do you do anything psychically or mediumistically?
No, I work with numbers, and I love it. But but I'm spiritual on the side. Don't say it's a hobby. Yes.
Okay, I would. You know what? These are for entertainment purposes, but I would tell you should be doing some kind of medium spiritual work. That is so strong in your chart everywhere. You've got Mars in Scorpio, Neptune in Scorpio. So both of those are driven towards intuition and mediumistic endeavors. You've got Saturn in Pisces, and Saturn in Pisces, and then you've got Moon in Sagittarius. Moon in Sagittarius is religion and spiritual connection. Saturn in Pisces is your life purpose is wrapped up around the etheric realm and your visions and your ability to tap into spirit. Or the other side of it would be, if you want to be in the material world, film, because you tell stories. You bring in, you're the thread of ancestry, if that makes any sense. You bring in what ancestors had. It's about the past. And so there's a really strong storytelling energy about Pisces as well, but connection to ancestors. Okay?
Do you see me? Go on. Sorry, I was going to say, do you see me finding employment? Do you see me finding employment soon?
I think it's going to be much better for you after 2 weeks, because when Neptune goes direct, and I didn't even tell you this, Saturn and Neptune, all the Pisces energies in your house of career. So, yeah, Neptune's in your just past your midheaven. It's up in your career house. And when it goes direct, it will be moving forward towards your Saturn, which is giving you not only opportunities in career, but information in your dreams. You're tuning in to the universal energy. You're very intuitive about your career.
I know.
And, and what it's saying is, now you've got to make your dreams come true, because Neptune wants your dreams to come true, and Saturn wants to make that happen, because Saturn creates the structure. So definitely, and it's not just a quickie thing, it's an ongoing thing. Neptune can be that kind of watery, etheric, dreamy kind of energy,
Okay.
So you have to really be tuned in, and I would say out of anybody I've talked to in a long time, meditation is definitely something you have to do, or write your dreams down, because you need to connect in with that. You need to connect in with your spiritual side to be in tune, because it's telling you where to go. And I want to tell you and many other people, you have 3 planets in Virgo, 1 in Pisces. This axis right now, specifically with Jupiter and Venus and Mars, and also having just a few years had Saturn through there, is like a wake-up call for the Virgo energy to pay attention to self, because Virgos are the service sign. But right now with Neptune opposing it, it's saying, no, you've got something deeper inside of you, especially our generation, because the Uranus-Pluto conjunction, you've got it at 1 degree apart. You're 14 Uranus, 15 Pluto in Virgo. So you're right.
Sure, I understand that.
The peak.
I'm just kidding. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I would say we're so similar in a lot of ways, because I have Saturn in Pisces, but my Saturn's retrograde on the cusp going back into Aquarius. So most of my life, my Saturn by progression has been in Aquarius, which is ironic. Cause my birthday is September. Yeah, it's the 10th.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I was born a year before you were. But, you know, that retrograde of Saturn goes into Aquarius, which makes it more about electronics, about, you know, multiple careers. You have a full Saturn in Pisces, and even retrograde, which yours is, but it's retrograded in Pisces. It's not going to get out of Pisces. So you very much are about the intuition, about the etheric realm, and that's in your career house. So and you've got a moon in Sagittarius, which Saturn is on right now in the house of work. It's about spirituality. You're like a priest. You're like a shaman. You're somebody who has to, like, your life purpose is around that by your chart. And you have a healer in you with Pluto conjunct Uranus and the Sun. So much healing stuff. And you're a talker. Oh, yeah, you're a storyteller and a talker. Look at that. You've got Jupiter and Gemini, and you've got Mercury and Leo in the house of communications. Yep, you're a teacher and a spiritual person. That's where your energy is going to be. If you haven't gotten the message, man, I don't know what it takes.
You're so funny. But you do in the next, after 2 weeks, it'll be easier for me.
Yeah, because Neptune will be going direct, and it'll be back on your side with your career. Okay? And it's basically you are being put where you need to be. If you're resisting, if you're feeling uncomfortable, if you feel uncomfortable at where you're going, it's because you're not paying attention to where you're supposed to be going. You're resisting. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Good deal.
That's perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, cool. Congratulations. And, yeah, you got a lot of good stuff going on there. Okay? Happy birthday a little early.
Thank you. You too.
Okay.
Have a nice evening.
Thanks.
Put me on hold. Okay.
Okay, great.
Bye.
Take care. Bye. Okay, I'm going to answer one thing down here. Someone put in the chat room that Taylor Swift went to a Christian high school in Hendersonville. I think by definition, most high schools are Christian in Tennessee. But I actually went there to Hendersonville, and I toured her high school, and we went on the Taylor tour, and it's a public high school, but it is a very cool place. So anyway, I just had to say that because my Virgo perfectionism is coming rearing its ugly head with Jupiter and Virgo right now. So I apologize, but yeah. Anyway, you're getting kind of a hyped up version of Shelley today. I'm a little giddy. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I saw a double rainbow. So I have Carrie Sinclair. Hi.
Hello. You've got me.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Now, have you called in before?
Yeah, but you've got me under another Skype name.
I have you under another name. So what would I have you under?
Carrie S. River.
Aha. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to announce your name to everybody, but I was just reading your handle on your... Yeah, I usually just, I say the number, but you had a full name, and so I wanted to identify you, and that's how I did, so I apologize. But,
I'm banging my head on the desk. Banging.
Aw, what's going on? Don't do that. What's going on for you? What would you like to know?
It's just a little hectic. I would like to know...
it's going to get better.
When?
When Venus and Mars go into Libra, because you have Venus in Libra, Mercury in Libra, and your Mercury is conjunct your Sun at 8 degrees Libra. And you also have Saturn in Libra. So Venus and Mars are in Virgo right now. That's kind of the subconscious stuff going on with regard to career. It's like the training side of your career. And when Venus and Mars get to Libra, which is, I believe, in like a week, if that, they're both at 20. Oh, that's right, November 9th for Venus and November 14th for Mars. So they're both hot on the heels. You'll still have Jupiter and Virgo, but the Libra energy will start to open up for your career and everything there. You just have Sun on your Jupiter right now. Your career should really be taken off. You got Saturn on Uranus in your chart, right between Uranus and Mars. Oh my goodness, you're going to be traveling. If you're not traveling already, I don't know what's going on. Are you doing any kind of internet or radio work at all, or self-promotion?
Yeah, I've just got into a new newsletter, so...
okay, good.
And I haven't traveled because of the currency. Otherwise, I'd be in the
really?
UK.
Oh, no. So the currency, what's the problem with that?
Well, imagine having to buy £1 for 20 USD.
Oh, you just don't like the rate, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
it's over 20. That's probably 21 by now. So in my currency. So yeah.
I'm sorry. yeah, that kind of sucks. Well, yeah, definitely when Venus and Mars get to Libra, it's going to trigger everything. Like you have 3 planets at the last part of the 9th house, and you have Saturn and Pluto in Libra in your career house. So you just had Mercury and Sun trigger all the Libra when we were in the sign of Libra. And so some of that, if you felt that energy because now both are in Scorpio, so that's intense, but it's about commitment to career. So you have Saturn in Libra. Libra is the social worker of the zodiac. You have Pluto there. You're in a generation that is very much about balance and about helping people to understand how to balance things. And it's a social worker sign. So I would say out of anything, where's your Mars? Your Mars is in Sagittarius, and you have Uranus there and money. So your chart tells me if you do something that's healing, humanitarian, keeping balance, and I say that a lot, I say social work, but it's also marriage and partnership. You're going to be partnering. You can have a partner in your career. You're better in a partnership with your career.
Okay.
And so that doesn't always have to be a person. It can be a company. And Saturn in Libra could be a company. And then you have Saturn down there on Uranus, which rules humanitarianism and the house that's in, which is the 11th. And then it's also conjunct Mars, which is taking action, and Saturn wants you to take action towards healing and people of other cultures. And so it's the foreign energy. And there's also, again, I go to archetypes, but there's also music. It could be comedy. There's more fleshed out stuff, but just whatever you're resonating with. Do you have any of those that you resonate with?
Quite a few.
Okay. Awesome. Well, it's going to get better.
Do you see a partnership coming up, or?
I don't know how you wouldn't have one. When Mars hits 23 degrees, it's going to be I mean, you've got not only it cropping up, but also the culmination. Like you have Saturn conjunct Pluto. Saturn's the structure. Pluto is commitment. So you got a commitment to that structure of partnership. So, and it's triggered. So I guess what I want to say to you and to everybody is that when planets go through these energies, it's like this is what we're being asked to notice in our lives, and it comes up really strongly for you in your career. So, you're being asked to notice where the partner is, and then by the time, I'm just looking here, by the time Mars gets to Scorpio, which is January, almost all of January, the 4th of January, Mars is in Scorpio. That's conjunct your Jupiter. By January, Jupiter in your house of work in Scorpio is commitment and fortune from your commitment. So there's definitely, I would say, a partner coming in for career. And strong, because Pluto's commitment and Jupiter's commitment for you, in career. So yes.
Just say it again, Jupiter is commitment.
Well, Jupiter for you is in Scorpio, which is ruled by Pluto, which is commitment. Pluto's in your house of career, that's commitment. And Jupiter is in Scorpio, which is commitment, and fortune, expansion, about commitment. So right now, whatever you're feeling in your ego, like in your sense of self, and where, like, the sun is shining on your Jupiter. This is really fortunate. Like, you probably already know the person you're going to partner with. You just haven't admitted it or committed. Okay?
I spoke to somebody tonight about partnership. She never thought about it. So it might be her. I don't know. It might be somebody else. I don't know.
Yeah. Give it a little bit of time, because again, that 27-degree moon in Leo is just like, I don't like that for a commitment necessarily. So give it till tomorrow. Like, hopefully she'll respond tomorrow because it'll be better.
Yeah, I see her every second or third day. So it's fine. I mean, I said to her, don't worry about it. I mean, if it's, I've got the kind of attitude, if it's meant to be, it'll be. If it's not meant to be, then, well, I could look for somebody else or something else and work harder. So
right. Well, you don't have to work hard. This is what I want to tell you and everybody. Neptune is trying to get us to not work hard. It's opposite Virgo. It's trying to say, no, you don't have to go to the extreme. You just have to allow. That's what Neptune is teaching us. Learn how to allow. Trust your intuition and allow it to come to you. Neptune's in your house of money. As soon as it goes direct, it's wrapping up, well, it's still about 5 degrees away from getting out of that house, but it's at the end degrees, and it's really trying to teach you how to allow the money to come in and not work so hard for the money. And I can tell you there is definitely a conscious process of saying, okay, I'm not going to control this. I'm going to sit back and say, this is what I want. I know it can happen, and allow it to come to you, because there are universal forces working on the other side that know better how it can be for you. And Virgo always, the Virgo energy, you don't have a lot of Virgo, but, Virgo is in your chart just because transits. Yeah. Virgo, go, do, control. No. Neptune wants us all, especially this month, to allow it to come to us, okay? It's beautiful. It's universal love. And for you, it's manifestation of money. So just allow it to come to you. All righty?
Yeah, that's what the universe has been trying to teach me this year, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's going to be travel with it, tons of travel. Uranus conjunct Mars and Sag with Saturn on it, yes. You are being taught how to be independent. What?
When the money is there, I will travel.
Yes.
I will travel.
Well, the money's going to be there. It's kind of backwards. It's like, don't, when I see it, I'll believe it. It's when I believe it, I'll see it, okay? Say that to yourself, because that's what your chart's telling you. You got 3 planets in Sagittarius, very much about connection to spirituality. Okay? Yeah. That's what the Pisces Sagittarius connection and charts are about, understanding things on a broader level that's beyond the material world. It's about understanding drive, understanding connection to spirit, and how to manifest through action. But it's very spiritual. It's not about control. It's about allowing. Okay?
Yeah. Yep. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good talking to you. Okay.
You too. Bye.
Oh, my. Take care. Okay. I can't believe I only have 90 seconds. Okay, let's see if I can get one last call, and it's a quickie. It's like one quick question. 310. Hi, how are you? Are you there, 310?
Hi, I'm here.
Hi, who is this? Susan?
No, this is Faye. I've never called before.
Oh, so you've never called? Oh, my gosh. Oh, okay. This is going to be a little bit harder, but let's see if we can get you in. So I have 1 minute, but tell me your birth date.
September 11th, 1968.
Okay, 1968. What time?
9:07 a.m.
9:07 a.m. And where were you born?
It's Los Angeles. The city is Inglewood, California.
Oh, I'm not going to go that far. Los Angeles is close enough. So tell me real quick what you would like to know, and I'll see if I can throw out an answer for you.
Okay. So
I'm sorry, what? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. Are you there? Oh, no. I lost you, Faye. I can't hear you. Okay, I guess
Oh, there you are.
Okay, tell me the time you were born. 9:07. Never mind.
9:07 a.m. Just a general
reading
would be awesome.
Okay, I'm just going to tell everybody who gets cut off, thank you for listening to the show, and you can hear the rest in archive on iTunes and my astrologerangel.com. Okay, hang on one second. Let me get this. My stupid quirky program drives me nuts. Okay, so, all right, here we go. So, I'm sorry, tell me your question one more time because I didn't hear it.
Okay, so general, because I'm new to astrology, so I just wanted sort of a general reading.
Okay. Yeah, general readings are hard because I'm very tangential, and I can tell you one thing, and it'll lead to another, which is how I end up doing an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay,
if you give me, I'll just
maybe work or anything that.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what's going on. Okay, you are an independent person by nature for your career, but you do better with a partnership. And I would say in your life, if you could partner with a spouse or something like that, you would do. That's where your Saturn is, in your house of marriage and partnership. So you put a lot of energy into the partner, but you are very independent within that because your Saturn is in Aries, and you are very driven. But it's really your part of it is the dichotomy between Aries and Libra in your chart. You have Venus and Mercury in Libra, opposite Chiron North Node and Saturn in Aries. So the Aries falls mostly in your house of work, and you have Uranus going through Aries right now, and he is making his way towards your house of marriage and partnership. So the autonomy side of you is really coming out strongly, especially at work, and it's also entrepreneurship. So I would say that. I would say doing something creative or with children is very good for you. And you're a healer because you have Jupiter, Sun, Pluto, Uranus, all in Virgo. And that's what's being triggered right now in your chart. You had you're 1 degree off of a Jupiter return, your second Jupiter, or no, not second, as many. But every 14 years, Jupiter gets back to the spot. But you're in a Jupiter return. And it's also on your Sun.
So much.
So it's a lot of fortune, and it has to do with healing. And I could give you so much more, but I'm out of time, so I apologize.
Thanks, Shelley.
And call again, and I would get into things more detail with you, and it would be wonderful. Or call me on my, or look me up online. You're welcome. My pleasure.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
And
bye.
You're welcome. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and it's been a joy and a pleasure to serve you today. I will talk to you next week. Bye. Thanks for stopping by AstroEnergy this week. If you would like to get a hold of Shelley Overton, you can get her at astrologerangel.com, on Facebook at AstroEnergy or Astrologer Angel. The music was provided by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com with additional music by Ironwood Rain. Check them out on the net at ironwoodrain.com.
You share the couch. You share the remote. And if you've got a family plan with those other guys, you're probably sharing your data. But at T-Mobile, you don't have to. Now your family can get 4 lines with up to 10 gigs of 4G LTE data per line. You heard right. 4 lines, 10 gigs per line. Stream, post, and download on the network that has doubled LTE coverage over the last year and added extended range LTE with a signal that goes twice as far and is 4 times better in buildings. Plus, right now, T-Mobile will even pay your family switching fees, up to $650 or more per line when you trade in your smartphones. It's the best value for families. So get 10 gigs for all today, only from T-Mobile.
Switching costs paid with trading credit and Visa prepaid card. Device purchase and qualifying service required. Card issued by MetaBank. Member FDIC. Card expires. Coverage not available in some areas. See T-Mobile store for details.